Welcome along to your weekly GA show. Lauren Páirce here on WLR. It's Tomas McCarthy here till 7 o'clock, and hope you're all keeping safe and well in these very strange times. Well, coming up over the next hour, Waterford Camogie captain Niamh Rockett on their virtual run to Croke Park and her hopes for 2021. All-Ireland final referee Brian Gavin will discuss the hurling sin bin, and later in the hour, former Waterford hurler Peter Queally will give us an update on the Mark Dalton Recovery Fund. So the Waterford Camogie team will take part in a virtual run to Croke Park on Saturday, February 27th, with all funds raised going towards senior training costs for 2021. So to tell us more about this and to look forward to the season ahead, then I just welcome back to the show Déise captain Niamh Rockett. And Niamh, first of all, can you tell us what's this fundraiser all about?
Look, I suppose it's a tough time for everyone trying to gather money, and you've seen a lot of fundraisers going around. But we're hoping to do a virtual run on the 27th of February on the Greenway. It is social distance setting, obviously. We're going to run collectively 240 kilometres. The whole panel member are, which is the equivalent run from Waterford to Croke Park. So we're going to have to get our skates on, and so Derek is putting us through our paces with the 5Ks and 7Ks and 8Ks at the moment. So hopefully it'll be a good fundraiser. We're hoping to raise maybe up to, the goal is 10,000 to raise with it, and we're hoping any little bit or anyone that can support it would be great. And
how can people support it, Niamh, if they wish to donate?
So if you wish to donate, you can go on to we have actually a GoFundMe set up, so it's actually on if you go on to Waterford Camogie's Facebook, it's on the our Twitter as well, and it's just there's a link on it there straight away, so anyone can go onto it. So if you go onto there, it'll come up there. And all for it. It's the link is very long to call out now, so it'll be a tough one to get. But if you go onto the Facebook or Twitter, it should be there straight away for you.
Great stuff. So I suppose the 5K run, Niamh, will serve as a fundraiser, but it'll also serve as some pre-season training for you as well.
Oh yeah, we'll see how well the knees hold up for it. But it's really good incentive, and I suppose it's something to work towards for us as a group. That when even though we're doing a fundraiser, it's for me enjoyable. I suppose when we can't meet up with each other or can't see each other, it'd be great to maybe do our own runs, and obviously do them at a distance, but I'm sure there'll be a bit of banter going around. There'll be a few snapshots and pictures flying around. That Iona Heffernan is lethal with it. It's Iona Heffernan and Sean O'Connor kind of mainly on the fundraising committee with it. So they're doing Trojan work with the county board and a couple of other people that are trying to come up with some ways to gather a bit of money for us. So we're hoping that even if it's only €5 or whatever the case is, or if you can donate more, it'd be brilliant. But any little bit to help us go towards our training fund and hopefully progress us on for the year.
Yeah, I know fundraising is very difficult at the moment, Niamh, due to COVID-19. But I suppose looking at Camogie in general, like you've been part of this Waterford setup since 2009. Like you've jumped from junior to senior during that period of time. Like the level of preparation has kind of stepped up kind of year on year. I suppose you have had loyal sponsors and county board and management teams are backing you to the hill, but are resources still a big issue in Waterford Camogie at the moment?
Yeah, look, it's always kind of a struggle with resources, especially I suppose, not to mention during this time when there's so many different businesses, and they're just trying to keep their head above water at the moment, even small businesses and local businesses. So we're obviously trying to do our best to gather a bit of money, but as I was saying, there's been a massive progression in it since 2009 that to get up with the top level teams, like we were on the win the junior All Ireland and then onto the win the intermediate All Ireland. Now we're up to senior, and for me myself, and I suppose Claire White could talk about the same thing as well from 2009, and you see the standards improving. It's just been phenomenal. Like it's then gone up 300% definitely. So obviously with the standard rising then comes money, and like we don't really ask for a lot of extraordinary. I think anytime that any male trainers or coaches or anyone that gets involved that's come from a male setup, they kind of they say the same thing. They say, oh Jesus, you'll plod along with whatever you get, So we won't be asking for anything major. We're just kind of keep the same thing, just training in good facilities, getting physios at our trains, providing for buses, providing for gear, and providing for food. And if we can get food at the end of the day, maybe after a training session, that would be brilliant. We don't get expenses and we don't get any mileage costs. No one's kind of asking for that. We're just kind of asking just for the standard amount of stuff is all, really.
Yeah, because, I suppose people mightn't realise that, Niamh, that, camogie players don't receive travel expenses. I suppose you're the true amateurs, really. Like, I mean, there was a survey carried out last year, and the former Cork keeper Aoife Murray came out and said that it cost her €50,000 over the years on travel expenses to training. So I suppose people mightn't realise that you're sacrificing a lot to pull on that county jersey.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely for the love of the game and for the love of the sport. And I suppose anything you put on the county jersey, it means something. It's something special to you, like, especially playing for Waterford. It's, and all the girls put on the Waterford jersey feel the exact same about it. So it doesn't really come down to coming out of pocket for yourself. You just do it for really the love of the game, which I'm sure our male and female and anyone that plays the sport just loves the game itself, right down to club level up to inter-county level. But when you're just kind of asking for I suppose we're kind of talking about the same thing with the last couple of years, and there's 2020 movements and all these different kind of things, but we're really just asking for just kind of bog standard facilities and standard set of training rules. Like, we try to set out at the start of the year, these are what we want and this is what we want to get to progress on. And it's very hard, I suppose, in the current climate, but it's very hard as well when you're a female player and you're just trying to get just the small standard bits. I think I'm used to it now. It won't stop me, I suppose, trying to campaign for better facilities and for better, I suppose, just for better treatment. But I'm kind of used to it now. So anything, even something small like a meal after training on a Tuesday night when you're going home at 9:30, is just, girls appreciate it so much. So we really, really would appreciate that if they could donate any bit they could to the training fund. We're thereabouts. I suppose we follow Waterford Camogie. After getting to quarterfinal the last 3 years, we really want to push on. We're not just happy with just settling for quarterfinal status or reaching just that stage. We want to push on. I suppose with that comes money. You see what it costs to win All Ireland with Teneo and Tipperary, and I suppose the same thing with Waterford County Board and their sponsors. It's really expensive, so we're just trying to get up to that standard.
Yeah, is it a little bit frustrating, Niamh, that you have to, I suppose, go out and fundraise year after year, like just for the basics, like as you say, a meal after training, paying for pitches, paying even for slitters, for physios, like it seems to come up on an annual basis at this stage.
Yeah, look, Tomas, to be honest with you, it's very, very draining on me, like myself mentally and like physically. Like, when you're trying your best, I suppose. I'm not someone that does something half-heartedly, and I really put everything into it, and I do anything for the girls or the management teams that come into Waterford Camogie and the county board or anyone that's involved with Camogie. I do anything for, but it can be very frustrating, and it can take away from your own game, and it can take away from your own personal life when you're answering phone calls or peg barns, dealing for just standard stuff. It really consumes your life. It's not like you go train in the evening from 6 onwards and you're taking phone calls during the day, you're taking phone calls during work, you're asking sponsors, you're trying to come up with new innovative ways to try and fundraise. Whereas if you were just given the opportunity, and I speak from all the players, just given an opportunity just to actually go out and play and just concentrate on playing, it would be a huge weight lifted off everyone's shoulders on the team, because and I suppose the county board as well, who are trying to balance books at the end of the year, it would be a massive weight off it. And I know personal lives and your own life, money can cause stress, but it's the same when you're playing camogie. And I suppose when you're coming from a female background, it's constant worry over it. Like, it's like, okay, we can't afford this, we can't get this, we can't get that. It's not just click your fingers and you get it. And it can become consuming. That's why I'd say anyone that plays camogie, it nearly takes over their life, because you're just trying so hard to get the basics and trying so hard just to keep your head above water, I suppose, with trying to get the best facilities and the best for the team.
Absolutely, Niamh. And I think, look, all the listeners can hear like your commitment and your passion for the game, and I'm sure it's the same for all your teammates as well. So hopefully the Waterford public will get in behind you for this fundraiser, and I wish you all the best with that. Just turning to matters on the field, Niamh, like Derek Lyons has been appointed as new manager in recent weeks, replacing Fergal O'Brien. What are your first impressions of the new setup?
Yeah, look, it's brilliant. I suppose it's very hard on Derek and the management team coming into a new setup, and you haven't even gotten a chance to meet the team face to face. I suppose a lot of teams are in that bracket that have appointed new managers, and it's very, very tough on the management team. It's been very, very good so far. We have regular Zoom calls, and he has us under a training program at the moment. So trying to, I suppose, keep up your fitness levels and improve your fitness levels so that when we go back, however long you have or whatever space or amount of time that you have, that you're at your peak fitness and that you're ready to just even do the hurling side of things and the physical contact side of things. I think when you're running, there's only so much you can do. I suppose you can get your fitness up when you're running on the roads or you're doing your gym work, but there's nothing comes to that actual contact that you get during a GA game, or the scrapping for the ball, or the striking, and just it's kind of different endurance. So you have to be ready for that when time does open up, that we can go back training. Derek Lyons and Docs are sure is well known around the Camogie circles. Iggy O'Regan was involved with us last year, was brilliant. Catherine O'Donnell as well, she's come on board as selected, she's involved with the county board the last couple of years. So there's a great backroom team there, and really looking forward to the year ahead.
And I suppose all indications at the moment, Niamh, are that collective training will be put back until March. What sort of training are you able to do on your own at the moment?
I suppose myself at the moment, like you're able to do more so. We're doing a lot of road running. We're doing a lot of 5 kilometre time trials and tempo runs, and a lot of hit sessions and those things for anyone that has limited equipment. Me myself, I do a bit of road running, but I try to avoid it with my ongoing knee problem. So I do a bit of cycling, and I have an off-roader turbo trainer as well at home that I'm starting to use inside as well. So it's a good bit of pressure off my knee. And Peter Curran, my cousin, has a couple of weights and a couple of outdoor gym at his house. It's only 2 minutes over the road or 5 minutes over the road from my house, so I'm lucky in that sense that he gave me an opportunity to be able to use that to work away and calling in the family friends.
Very, very good. So you're kind of making the most of your time at home at the moment, Niamh, to keep you up to speed and to get ready, I suppose, whenever the new season is going to begin.
Yeah, so I suppose it's a different type of year, I suppose, after just finishing in December there, but look, we're trying our best. I suppose that this time of year I usually be doing gym work and trying to build up my knee for the season ahead. So I'm grateful that I'm able to do that. And geez, I'd be lost without Peter. Peter's facility is very good to be able to give it to me. So I'm thrilled with that. And I'd be lost without that. And then the turbo trainer off-roader now is brilliant as well. So hopefully we'll be all ready to go, guns blazing when it comes. I don't think I might use my bike on the virtual run and supposed to the running, because I don't think I'll be as fast as what the rest of them are.
No, I don't think you'll be able to get away with that, Niamh, somehow. But
Lorraine Bray will have to carry me on her back or something. She's a pure endurance horse, so I'll have to ask her for a piggyback around.
Very good.
But
very
good. It'll be grand. It'll be grand now. We'll all belt on. I'm sure there'll be a wicked competition between us all. There's a few people have a few tricks up their sleeves, or they're not really accounting for their time properly, just to kind of throw people off it. So it'll be interesting on the day.
It certainly will. And just looking back on 2020, Niamh, like you reached the third quarter-final in a row. You had those victories over Limerick and Westmeath in the group stages, but you fell short to Tipperary and Páirce Queeve by 5 points. And I suppose Fergal O'Brien mentioned after the game that you never really performed to your potential on the day. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, look, it's I suppose it's we never really got going on the day. It's looking back on it now, it's very frustrating and not been performed to your best of your ability on the day. I think that it's kind of hard to know which is more frustrating, to be able to be actually not perform your best, or to perform your best and fall short. It's hard to kind of decipher and trying to figure out in my head which one is the worst to to be on the receiving end of. But look, I think that there's a lot of things that we got wrong in the day, and we need to learn from it. When you win a game, it's all great, but when you lose a game, you have to look back and you have to say, right, what can I learn from that? What went right? What went wrong? And I think us as a group and as a whole, the whole organisation can say, right, okay, we did this wrong, we did that wrong, and we need to improve on that for the following year to try to improve Waterford Camogie. It's not really that a specific player or anyone involved in the Camogie setup did that wrong. It's just to improve the game. We need to kind of progress on from quarterfinals, and that's the bottom line. Really, there's no coming up short against that.
And just finally, Niamh, like as I mentioned there earlier, you've been on the Waterford first team since 2009. You've hurled junior, intermediate, senior. I think you were only 15 when Andy Maloney called you onto the panel initially. Like clearly the drive and the hunger is still there to achieve big things with this Waterford group. Yeah, look,
I'm as it once called me, I'm the old one on the panel, and I wouldn't consider myself old at all. But I'm not as old as Shona Kern, so I'm still alright, so I don't mind that.
I'm sure Shona would love to hear that.
Shona has a few years on me now, so I'm sure she'll love to hear that, alright. But no, yeah, the desire is still there. Like it's my ultimate dream to lift the cup, to lift the senior cup. Like that's what me and Claire and me and Claire White have been on the panel since then. And I suppose we've always threatened. We said once we have the junior, intermediate, and senior. I'm not really sure there's any other Camogie player in the country have that, but that's what we said. We won't be seen for a month after that. Then we'll go into hiding, because that'll be the pinnacle for us. I'd love to win All Ireland now, to be honest with you. I think my family who support me so much as well, like my father and my mother and my sisters, my brother and his family, like, you know, they support me so much. And my boyfriend out there bringing me to the pitch and pucking out the slitters and you're practicing freeze, like, you know. So I'd love to just do it for them and just make them proud, to lift the cup. And I think that everyone, like, we look at the Camogie players and we look at the All Ireland and we get the same snapshots of each other, and everyone on the panel is like, oh, I'd love to win an All Ireland, I'd love to. But I suppose it's not really until you see the sacrifice it makes it all the more special. I was watching Laker Nagale the other day, and you see Therese Marr. Did you see that yourself, that one?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, Jesus, she had some desire to win an All Ireland, like, you know. It was just unreal. So I'd love to get to that stage. I don't know will I get to that stage, but I'll do everything in my power to be able to do that anyway. And I suppose when I got my knee injury and I was told that I shouldn't really be playing, it just makes every year or every bit of dedication I do all the more special, that knowing you gave it your all, you know.
Well, keep your fingers crossed, Niamh, that you can complete the treble of junior, intermediate and senior. And just a reminder that the Waterford Camogie virtual run to Croke Park will take place on Saturday, February 27th, with all funds raised going towards training costs for 2021. So check out the GoFundMe page on the Waterford Facebook and Twitter. So Déise captain Niamh Rockett, thanks so much for your time today, and all the best for the year ahead.
Thanks, Milton.
Game has moved over on the far side, and it's going to be Trish Jackman takes a sideline cut. What a cut by Jackman! Dangerous ball! Ball is out! Oh! The Rocket Woman has done it in Walsh Park. What a sideline cut from Jackman. Ball was batted out, and there was Niamh Rockett to bang the ball to the back of the net.
Lorna Porca with Tomás McCarthy on WLR.